Hey guys, I'm here with Joel, and I'm with my, well, it's not mine, it's a loaner MSP, Gotway MSP from eWheels. Joel is on his 84 volt MSX, right? Yeah. And we're at the base of Mount Wilson, and we're going to be climbing about 4,000 feet, hopefully. I don't expect any problems. I've done this many times before, but I'm just curious to see how the wheel handles, and there's plenty of opportunities in the past for these wheels to overheat, so I'm curious to see how it does. So far the MSP has been running really cool. One of my coolest wheels I've actually ever ridden, so that's cool. And it's got some steep sections, so I'll finally get a chance to test the torque to see if it's noticeable from any of my other wheels. Otherwise, that's about it. Let's hope we both survive. Yeah. Any words for your relatives in case you don't survive, or?
I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean this to hurt you. Yeah. This will be great.
Yeah. All right.
Scrambling.
Let's have some fun. Okay, we've been doing some pretty good climbing so far, and I have to say I'm really liking this MSP. The amount of or the lack of effort that I'm having to apply to climb up this trail slowly, in other words, I'm not using momentum to keep myself going, is fantastic. This alone makes me think, okay, I can't wait to get my own MSP. It's nice. I can't wait to take this up Overheat Hill in a couple days. It just feels like it's going to be effortless. In other words, I don't feel like I need power pads right now to squeeze the shell. Just my pressure on my feet on the pedals is enough to make it climb. What's that?
Happy to report that last little one wasn't really fun.
Really?
I mean, so much depends on how the balance is at that moment.
Oh yeah. I guess I was talking to the camera, so I didn't notice anything.
And you can keep your mind off of it.
Yeah, maybe.
It doesn't really matter what you're on.
True, maybe that's it. Think about your favorite book.
I think you could save a lot of money and walk.
Yes, I'm really enjoying this MSP. It's I'm you know, it's hard to hard to compare wheels unless you're riding them at the same time, which you're not, right? So, but I have a fair memory of how I've ridden this trail a bunch, and this has been the most effortless climb I've had on any of my wheels so far, including my MSX, because I have no sense of needing power pads, which I do on my MSX. Here I'm just leaning on the pedals and I'm climbing. No sense I need to squeeze the shell to get a little more oomph. That's a technical term, by the way. Yeah, so it's running fairly cool. It's in the mid 50s right now. Yeah, I do love the torque. Even slow speed, I can just crawl up inclines. So this is looking really good, guys. I'll keep you appraised. See, that just felt like a tank, just slowly climbing without having to squeeze the shell at all. Okay, we're making some good progress, getting some good altitude. I only fell off the wheel once. Just hit a rock the wrong way. But yeah, look at the gorgeous views. You know, another thing I want to comment on is I love the tire. Just like I love the Nikola tire, even though the Nikola tire and the KS16X, that, you know, they're both the same size tires, the Nikola tire is softer, noticeably softer. So when I'm riding trails like this or sand traps, stuff like that, the Nikola handles it much better, just because it's more squishy and it's softer, and that's just not the case with the KS16X. And I think the MSX tire, I don't think it's that bad, but it's worse than this tire. This is a great tire, in my opinion. Of course, I imagine you can just get the same tire and just put it on your MSX, but it's just nice to know that the stock tire that comes with your wheel is good. Because let's face it, guys, it's not fun changing tires on our wheels. I mean, I don't like doing it, I've done it, but I know what it's like when before you've done anything. It's kind of, it's intimidating, right? To having never opened up a wheel before, and even if you see videos on how to do it, it's still, it can be intimidating. I'm at 48 degrees C. It's definitely, it's a cool running wheel. My sense it's cooler running than the MSX, which when you stand next to this wheel, it's kind of like, well, it makes sense because the fan that's inside of it, it sounds like a little jet engine whirling away, in a good way, not like a crappy fan, but just like power, like it's moving a lot of air. Okay, got a minefield here. I wish the video could portray how technical this really is. Or how steep some of the sections are. Time to stop. This is where Jeff blew his control board on his MSX once, and where Ray he had a failure on his Nikola here. So we've been meaning to put up a plaque here that says EUC danger zone. It's a rock slide that wasn't here a couple years ago, but no one's clearing any of the rock slides around here anymore. They're lazy, I don't know. Do you want to stop and start lifting boulders for a while? Half an hour or so? Or?
I was hoping you would ask.
Okay, we'll see you in a little bit, guys. Whew. Been doing some walking and carrying. Been having some few deadfalls like that, which weren't here last time I rode up here, which maybe a couple months ago at least. I've had some storms come through. As I catch my breath, Joe and I were comparing notes, and just a little while back. So his MSX, 84-volt MSX, was at 40 degrees C, or 53 degrees C, and the MSP was at 40. That's quite a difference. And his battery was 69%, and mine's running at 80%. So this battery is doing great. I really just don't get the sense that it's consuming more power. My alarms, UC World alarms, don't seem to be triggering. I need to experiment more before I go on Overheat Hill to make sure they're set up to be running. But I have the values correct, but nothing's triggered yet, like the 90 amp alarm. So more to come as Joe climbs over this tree. Having fun?
Yes.
Carrying the wheel and walking and...
Couldn't see out of my glasses anymore.
Yeah, I was focused on a branch in front of me and I didn't see the one at my head, and I hit it.
A branch?
I hit a branch in my head because I was looking at a branch on the ground in front of me. Yeah, this is a combination riding and walking and hiking and lifting ride. Oh man, this is what I've been seeing a lot today. So I can tell you that the lift sensor has been coming in very handy. and it works perfect, at least if you're right-handed. This is tiring for sure. Doing lifting, up in the mountains. Yeah, a couple thousand feet up. It's amazing the difference in altitude. And I'm not an athlete, that's for sure. Excuses. Whew. But I'm really enjoying this MSP. I have no final verdict yet, but my sense is this is the wheel to have. You know, if you want to do trail riding like this. I mean, the MSX is a beautiful wheel just because of the height of the pedals, just like this wheel. I mean, this trail would be awful on a smaller wheel. With this, you can just ride over a lot of rocks that would hit your other pedals on other wheels. But then the soft tire and the MSP and the torque, it's nice. I'm not having to squeeze the shell at all. Just I just lean, just put a little more weight on the pedals, and it plugs, it goes forward. And I'm describing it like a tank because you can just go slow and just climb up over stuff. It's nice. 40 degrees C, still running cool. This might be the coolest wheel now around. So if you're a speed freak, yeah, you probably maybe not going to like this for the times that you want to go 40 miles an hour. I'm still not convinced that people do that often. So if you're more like more normal mortals, I can't see why you wouldn't buy this instead of an MSX. It's not like it's a slow wheel. I mean, you know, it's still a fast wheel. So yeah, that's probably going to be my ultimate recommendation. You know, and if you don't have an MSX by chance, you know, I'm sure there's a lot of people don't. This is just a great trail wheel. I mean, the tire is just so big and beefy, and the pedals are so high off the ground. And then with this torque, but the tire, it just goes through sand traps like other wheels struggle to go through. And now that it's got this Nikola tire, the softer tire, so it's basically flatter. You think of it that way. So when you're going through sand traps, there's a bigger surface area, so you get less of, you know, of that going through it. You guys don't ride through sand traps, you don't know what I'm talking about, but you guys that do, you know what I'm talking about. And this is great. The Kingsong 16X feels like a smaller wheel when you're going through sand traps in a weird way. I left Joe back there for a little while. He was just taking a break. I figured eventually I'd get stuck again and let him catch up to me. Hopefully you can appreciate some of this riding. And you can't see the torque, but you just have to trust me that it's there. This gets treacherous because there's a lot of loose gravel. It's hard not to lose your wheel going through there sometimes. I think I'm going to put the camera away so I don't break a lens. Take off my jacket too, it's getting too warm. See you in a bit. This has been a tough trail today. Trail conditions have really deteriorated. I had to take a real break to really cool down, but back riding. So I just discovered something interesting about the MSP, which you guys will find useful or interesting, I guess. Is you know, I couldn't get the battery the current wasn't triggering. I had that set on 90 amps on all my Gotway wheels, and I changed it to 60 amps, and nope, never triggered. So I was thinking, well, maybe latest version of wheel log, there's something up with it. Not wheel log, EUC World. So I kept lowering it, and yep, turns out that when this guy is getting stressed out, it's consuming about 55 amps. That seems to be about the peak. At 60 amps, I don't recall it triggering at all. And most of the time it's running below 40 amps. So there you go. That's another more evidence that this is a totally different motor than the previous motors. It's using a lot less current. Plus it's, you know, 100 volt wheel, so that has an effect too. But 55 amps, it's pretty low. So that's cool. Just kind of confirms what I'm feeling, that the torque is great on this wheel. Can't wait for Overheat Hill. All right, more to follow. It's tiring lifting this beast when you're probably 4,000 feet higher than you normally live. I still haven't seen the temperature climb above like 55 on this wheel. On this trail, I've had wheels go up to 75 before I've stopped and let them cool off a little bit. And it feels like a pretty warm day right now. At least my body, it feels like it's in the 80s. I think it's only in the mid 60s, maybe in the shade. Got a minefield. I love the tall pedals and the dihedral angle, which I know a lot of people don't like for riding, but I tell you, sure, when you're riding trails like this, man, it's great. Your feet just feel totally locked in. And this is where I stop for a while. Now I'm signing off. Well, we're getting closer and closer to the top. Still about a mile and a half, maybe to 2 miles to go, but trail conditions a bit better. Except up ahead, there's going to be a mountain of rocks that we're going to have to climb over. That came down a couple years ago. Oh man, I just love the tire and the clearance on this wheel. And guys, I really do love the torque on this wheel. I'm just getting used to it, and it's just so nice. Not having to squeeze the wheel at all, just the shell, you know, just a little lean, and it just moves. So I can see maybe why the New York guys, you don't particularly care for this wheel, because it doesn't go 40 miles an hour. But us trail riders, yeah, I think you're going to want this MSP. A little tight in here. Whew. Yeah, my nickname for this wheel is going to be the tank. This is the tank. Just, if you want, just slowly climbs over anything. Got off balance a little. And through all the stuff I'm doing, I'm just not triggering that 55 amp alarm. Okay. This is where we get to do a little bit of climbing. Fun stuff. See if I can do this while I film. Show you guys the joys of going over rock falls. Yeah, it's not easy to do when you're at, 4,500 feet maybe. I've seen guys do this on the Monster though. Woo. Having fun, Joe? This trail is beating the crap out of Joe. Is it wrong for me to be laughing?
Hold on, I'm trying to spell fun. Ah.
Whew. Well, we're getting close though. I think within 20 minutes we're going to be eating lunch. Which is going to be very nice. You're almost there. Oh, and he's sitting down. Unfortunately, he also broke his glasses a ways back. So, but like the optimist that Joe is, he's seeing that as an opportunity to get new glasses that he's been wanting for a while. So.
We're so f***ed. Sorry, YouTube.
Yeah, I'm going to have to edit that little phrase out of this video, but when you hear a dog bark, you're going to know what, you can imagine what he said. Yeah, this is a PG channel, by the way, but I edit out, so you can say whatever you want.
We've made it to the beginning, to the rest of the road, to the offshoot to Mount Wilson.
All right, guys, next time we're going to see you up at the top. Gorgeous views up here. Beautiful. The home stretch. We made it. Another successful.
That was a success?
Yeah, of course. We survived.
I feel like I left a piece of me back there.
This is the first time. Hey, snow behind us still.
Oh.
Yeah. This is the first time Joel's actually been up here all the way. As a pedestrian or as a wheeler? Whew.
So brand new.
We always have to visit the edge where you can look down and see where you've been. Beautiful view. And we came from way down there.
What a country!
I don't know if Joe can appreciate this yet. I think he's still recovering.
All in. Oh God.
He MacGyvered his glasses though. He found a bit of tape, so he taped his shoulder flap. Yeah. See? Hey, whatever works,
That's
works.
Right. Gotta get down from this mountain sometime.
Yeah. So now it's off to lunch. Our packed lunch.
Pictured Cosmic Cafe with K's for some reason. But that's okay.
No.
I mean, it's science. They shouldn't have to.
Well, we made it to the Cosmic Cafe, as you can see behind us, but it's this whole place closes down December 1st, first week in December, and they won't open up, I think, until maybe Memorial Day.
But the meatloaf is fantastic.
In your imagination. But I bought a packed lunch. I think Joel's just snacking it.
I've had my jerky. It's time for fish.
Okay. Nothing but the highest quality food. I'm stocking up on Gatorade. This trail up was murder. It took us 3.5 hours to get up here. And there's no way we're taking the trail down. Originally I was going to, but the trail condition is so we're going to take the road down. But it's beautiful up here. It's definitely chilly in the shade, right? It feels like it's in the probably 50s maybe.
There was snow.
Yeah, we did pass snow, so.
It's official.
But I forgot to check. Well, I'll let you know that I think the battery was in the low 60s by the time I got up here, but we'll double check when we head on out. So, continue with our food.
Do we do some ASMR stuff now?
No. Okay, we are heading back down. Just visited the observatory. We're all satiated with food. And I'm at about 53% battery. It should be fine. There's a lot of regen going downhill, but there's also, I think consume about, wherever we're at right now, consume 15 to 20% battery. So I predict I'll be about 25% when I get back to the car. So this was a success. Made me.
Oh, Marty.
This guy's cold. So for me, it's a big plus for the thumbs up for the MSP. I really enjoying the low end torque that I'm feeling. This is going to be a trail rider's dream wheel, I think. Can't wait for Overheat Hill just to confirm everything I'm experiencing now. All right, guys. I will see you maybe Overheat Hill next. See you soon.